Donnybrook boys. That's a letter
What?
reference. Hey everybody,
Oh, I see.
it's Great Ace Attorney. Last time, I believe Wife Lady was going to say something probably stupid or incriminating.
Probably.
One of the two. Maybe,
Maybe both,
maybe
technically.
both if we're lucky. Let's find out.
Ah, this would be me, isn't it?
Oh.
And the voice I was doing was awful,
Well, I don't
if
think
I
she's...
recall.
I don't remember if this is new. Can I... What's in my history? What happened?
Yeah, what are we doing? Where are we? Who is this? Are we playing the game? What is this game?
Podcast resistance at the... Oh, right, we were... Yeah, no excuses. She was like, hey, why do you doubt me? Again, basically. Hold it! Mrs. Beat, nobody is questioning what you told us.
I saw it.
There it is.
Sorry, it gets me every time. It's just like the worst voice I could ever
It's so
possibly
bad.
do.
We've got to be almost done with
I
it,
really-
right? We're getting close.
I really wish I had picked anything else. I wish I had just not done a voice. But I'm committed now. I saw it, I did. That evening, I saw it really. The little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back swinging away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well.
Ah!
Well, I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying from the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction.
Oh yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm all... Sorry, that one got me. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Wowie. He gets ever so cross.
Oh yeah?
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Constable Beat. Is there a problem? Hey? No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering the same thing happened that evening is all. Huh? You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident?
Also, can you
Well-
move your cursor? Because the hand is directly in the center of the screen for me, basically.
Oh, whoops.
Thank you. It was like on Naruto's face, and I was like,
Luckily, it wasn't showing up on the stream. Or I probably would have
Yes,
noticed it
no,
sooner
that's-
because
that's just-
I'm not looking at the
that's
game
just for
window.
me.
I'm looking at the stream to read it. Well, you see, I sent her
Oh,
off to find a
interesting.
police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit
From-
longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my Darwing was gone a good 15.
"Oh, Wowie, you're such a tease." But the reason I was so wrong, was because of the bouquet, silly.
The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our anniversary. Wowie's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and hay pennies he found
Oh,
in the gutter while
no.
doing his rounds.
Oh no. Yes, how romantic. And
They're
not
so
not at all
outrageously
sad.
poor. I hope they didn't do anything untoward. I feel bad for them. They're so poor, Steven.
I know.
They're so incredibly poor. My man's fallen asleep and he's still scrounging in the dirt for pennies to get his wife
Oh no.
some flowers. Oh no, they only have one
no.
scarf, Steven.
I know.
Why don't they cut the scarf in half? Can they not afford to borrow scissors?
Can they not just tear it?
They could be 2 scarves. That part I don't get. I feel like it could be 2 scarves easily. It's not a length problem.
No, it's quite a long
Anyways.
scarf.
I've forgotten all about it till just now. Had you, my darling?
Ah! Oh! Yes!
Jesus Christ. Are you okay? That sounded very real.
Yeah,
What happened?
the controller fell. I set my controller down on my desk, and I think it vibrated. And fell off my desk. Oh, yes.
Amazing.
Was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. What?
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruto. I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet.
Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Don't talk about it. Okay. Talk about it. Okay.
What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while.
Oh. Drop my bouquet. I don't
So
think,
I think
we
you
have
have
any
to
evidence
press
about
on that?
Probably have to
Well,
press.
just press on it though, right? Yeah.
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 Hold it!
Just press on it though.
You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was upset. When we went over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Welly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on?
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's where I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
He moved the body so they could have the day off.
He moved the body, yeah. He wanted to make it the other guy's problem. I see. I see.
I appreciate this reminder from me also, because I did just refer to it as the body for the woman who is still alive.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, man, Zieks.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, or you, Super Ninja 5506, the victim is not deceased.
I don't like it when he uses my full name.
Or you, popular Twitch streamer Super. I was all flustered for. God, I hate doing this voice. I want to be vampire guy more. Sorry, it's the whiplash of having to go from bleh to wow 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 is fucking killing me inside.
It's really good.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably.
That's right. Silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think of how it got there. I really can't. I can.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite.
Get off indeed. Isn't it? But the worst thing of all is I forgot to pick up the bouquet again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Welly bought me was worth that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
Van Zieks is very quiet.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry, solitary rose?
Oh no! It's one rose!
Oh, it's wrapped in a newspaper, man.
Oh no!
Oh,
Come on,
yes,
man.
yes, that's it. They're so cartoonishly poor, Steven. That's a bouquet Wowie bought me for our anniversary with all bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose.
Lord Rabbit, where did you come by this flower?
According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found at the edge of the pavement in front of the Geradeb household.
Yep. In front of
Aha!
the Garadub's house.
Aha!
Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay with the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I please have it back now?
No. No, I think we would better that rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Aw.
Oh.
The anniversary bouquet has been entered in the court record.
God. But it's a symbol of our love.
Ah!
I want it back after twice. You hear me? I want it back.
Well, we resident as to do my very best not to forget, Mrs. B.
Didn't take my nothing strange to... I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. New scene. Make sure nothing was disturbed, but the rose was on the Is that it?
Yeah.
Is this what
I assume it's one of those, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking this one is the most direct contradiction. Because she dropped it where she stood and Rolly said nothing was disturbed. Objection! The music didn't stop. Let's just consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we? Yeah, that wasn't it.
I think the fuck not. What implications, counsel? No one strikes me about
Exactly,
it.
there's nothing striking about it. Oh,
What does strike me is the propensity for no game.
alright. Well, that wasn't it.
Do we have to present the rose to something?
That's what I just did, but it didn't work.
Oh. I see.
I'm just trying to find the most direct contradiction. I thought that was it. Didn't take my crime scene off the crime scene for one moment. You know what? Let's just advance and see if she gives me a hint.
Well, Mr. Naruto, what do you make of all this?
Yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. The fourth book that had no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Garrett was hiding something from us. But it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair.
And nothing but that.
Case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. That's, I mean... Didn't take my eye off crumbs. Is it this then? I don't want to lose. I might just go.
Yeah, it's... no, don't look it up. It's fine.
Okay.
Just click it. Let's click it. It's fine. It's good. We're good. It's fine. We're good. It's fine.
Objection! There it was. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be.
Consider the implications, but think is for losers. True. What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Okay.
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can so be described.
Damn.
No doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager?
Objection!
You're
But
a
if-
cunt!
Rude for no reason. I object. But if that were the case,
I object.
why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact?
Yeah, she got the book though. No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor.
But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why we didn't mention it, I'm sure.
No, because sadly it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around.
What are you talking about? Why did
Think
I go
about it.
Russian? Oh no!
Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrett's book. Mr. Garrett's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house.
Mein Gott! Someone has flipped the entire street!
They took the whole thing and just turned it around.
They flipped the bitch!
The bitches rotated the street. Can't have shit in London.
Whew.
There's no
Yes,
logical
Susanna with those
explanation
seats,
for
dude.
those things. Unless somebody deliberately moved them. Ah!
Ah!
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, you make it sound like you think like my woe has done something wrong.
Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says? Wittering on about books and bouquets, why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Books! Oh good, Mrs. Garrett's come round. Oh right, she was unconscious. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrett, but deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called,
Tampering, Mr. Naruto.
Yeah. But the person responsible But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Tampering. You've probably heard the term before. Barely, I said. Barely is the right word. Heard the term before.
Tampering? You literally learned that word 10 seconds ago.
I watched you learn it in real time from your hooked on phonics touchscreen Susato. Tell us, my learned friend. Who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Blame.
Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person.
Hello, I'm not reminding you exactly at this conjecture. I'm trying to say responsible for happening with the scene of the
Male
crime.
Strongheart.
Male Strongheart!
A guy I haven't
only
heard from
one it
in
could have
so
been.
long. It's yeah, Rolly Beat.
It's Wowie.
Well, we beat. I'm 3 years older
Wow,
than this
we-
man.
Yeah.
Take that!
It's fine. He's also
Obviously.
fictional. That makes me feel better.
It doesn't. And also, yeah, he's fictional and from fucking Victorian London, so he probably dies at like 30.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Especially with he's like, He's like collapsing on the street, dude.
Yeah, with any luck, I'll outlive him, so take that, you dumb bitch. Obviously, there's one
I'm also
person it
pretty
could
sure.
have been.
I'm pretty sure you also haven't had to dig in the gutters to buy a single rose.
No, I could just do that with the money from my job. But I won't.
Yeah. But I would never.
I would rather die than buy my wife a rose.
They've
Obviously,
never
there's
bought
only
me a
one
rose.
person it could have been. Constable Roly Beat, it was you!
What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard?
Ah!
What nonsense! Why would my Wowie do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband.
Sorry.
No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beat? You said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's nonsense. It's all lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection! Why? If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene.
What? Well.
Objection! He's not even awake for this accusation.
First, you make accusations about the landlord and his wife. Now you incriminate the policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing.
Evidence? Is it evidence?
You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime. To hide something.
That's white. He's white.
I'm very
But my husband and I just happened to be there. That's all.
I'm paler than the fucking moon.
It is because I am a vampire. I mean...
I'm a vampire play. I mean, I'm an indoorsy kind of guy. Play.
Bleh. He just says bleh again.
I love just the like really like bleh. Like as like just a sentence filler.
So
Like
why would
deaths
we
are
have
in it.
anything to hide?
Right? In it.
It doesn't make any sense.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair.
Mr. Naruto, have you managed to solve this mystery?
I don't know. You have made a very serious accusation against your own police officer.
Just gonna double check something, but I'm pretty sure it said something specifically about patrolling officers strive for peace within his reported beat. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. There it is. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigation. Yeah. I remember that exact sentence. I was just trying to remember if it said that.
Yeah, I already read that by the way. Okay.
There's no mistaken on law and did not point out your reputation lawyer with irrevocably damaged. We're not talking about anymore. You now explain what the motive for this alleged tampering.
Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim
Where the victim fell? Where the victim fell. Victim fell.
Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs.
What?
Oh, he looks surprised for the first time ever.
Where the victim fell? What, you mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we?
Ah,
On the pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
that's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
What?
I'm in the one who ways to up this trial and the council.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Over here. Take that!
Over there!
But that's...
On the opposite side of the road?
I don't understand.
Man, she real dumb and
On the evening in question, Mr. Garrett's book fell directly down from the open window above, and your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious.
I
Great
appreciate how
balls of fire.
it's getting so very dramatic. This is the part of the trial I love. The fucking camera spin when he pointed for no reason.
right? It's so good, dude. Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's why I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during that 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
But the constable
Why?
overlooked one thing.
What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume.
Exactly.
The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago that the discovery of the rose bouquet. About the discovery. Lord Van Zieks said, it wasn't noticed until the morning as a delay when the street times
I don't appreciate that.
Objection! Can I... does this count?
She's being mean.
she's being very rude to me. What the hell?
I
Yeah, the court never
haven't
cleaned
been
the dog.
racist or sexist even once during this trial.
Not even
And she's
once to
making
my
fun of
learned
my accent.
Japanese friend. Why, I haven't even insulted the poor in like 5 minutes.
Yes, it couldn't have been seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond, Constable Rolly Beat? He's gonna have a freak-out animation. Well, I'm very sorry. Well, I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't swept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important?
Wowie. It isn't true, isn't it? What the lawyer said was all wise, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
I had A dweeb. A terrible dweeb. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. Only, it seems, it wasn't a dweeb at all.
Good golly! Miss Molly! Order! What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Wowie, why? Why would you do something like that? This. Wowie the corpse is a criminal offense,
She's not
isn't
dead.
it?
Well,
Wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, duty is to protect the good people of London Tower.
Oh, I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the yard's reputation for everything. I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
what? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman.
And yet Lord Van Zieks, it is his warner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far.
But they
I
won't
believe it
hate
will
him.
be beneficial. Yeah, well, I hate you. I believe it will be beneficial to the court to hear this testimony. Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you better show some evidence.
At once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from, human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
What gives away the motive for Constable Weeks' unthinkable actions?
Take that! I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example.
Even the police looking after the citizens on the beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby was charged with a great deal of extravagance.
But for the constable beat, the day in question was special.
Special? How?
On account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary.
Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
Then he and Miss Beat stumbled upon the crime along Briar Road. Then he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them. What must have gone through the man's head?
But, sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says... When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigation and help detectives.
Aha!
Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you just said, it's alright.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh.
Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Oh, gracious! His name is a pun! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
It was the first time since I became a copper that I've ever cursed God. Shit. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be working somewhere. As we went over to the scene, I have every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight of all nights? Why?
I love how Ace Attorney games go from haha, they have one scarf to it's the only time I've ever cursed God.
I know! That was a fucking...
Like,
that was a wildly different line. Like,
it's always
holy
like haha,
shit.
it's always like haha, the parrot is talking. I had to see my father die, Phoenix.
I watched my father die in an elevator.
It's like, it's always just the craziest shit. I love
It's a copper's job to go
It's
off the
great.
scene of a crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to a police box that covers it, turn right along Meerschaum Street, and then... Aw. No sympathy on that face.
I hate these goddamn pores.
Oh no. I'm Oh no. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, Rolly!
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Constable.
Oh, I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner.
Oh no.
Just that one night.
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside of your jurisdiction. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under your neighboring beat's care.
You see, I thought, well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my worry would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement.
Yeah, they did just kind of leave her there, huh?
Right?
Oh, I see your meaning now.
But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why. That's why I missed the rolls I bought for Pat.
Oh no, worry. That was all my fault. I should never have dropped in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, worry.
Can't we just let these two go?
And can you tell us, Constable? How many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total? Hmm? Oh, 4. That was, yes, definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsumi, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course.
But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it.
She had bent over to pick.
Yeah.
I'm still convinced she bent over to pick it up and caught a knife in the back.
Absolutely. I think when you said that like a month ago or whatever, you were right.
Wasn't it so long ago?
Yeah, like we figured out how it happened already. It just didn't make any sense that it was on the other side of the street.
Right?
But yeah. How you found it? What do you mean?
When we first went over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. The 4th book's information has been updated to the court record. We called a lot of stuff very early. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only the 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, whichever way you look at it, it had to be the fellow who went off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord.
Yes, Lord Zieks.
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses.
Because we didn't prove anything, but we already know.
Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir!
Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will become of my Wowie? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please, don't punish my husband. This is all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired.
Alright then, my wife.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In the criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson into your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Huh? Never again, sir? You mean to say...
Leave now. This trial's not yet over.
He's not gonna fire him. Yeah!
Sir! Van
They're
Zieks
gonna be
does
okay.
have a heart.
Fuck knows where he keeps it, but he's got it. That was nice. I'm glad. He's just like, don't do it again. He's like, again? Zieks is like, you heard me. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out before I change my mind.
I'm going to start throwing wine bottles. You need to leave.
What a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third-party translating the entire scene of a crime like that?
We did.
We did. Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could have possibly committed
Objection!
this crime.
No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Warwick, it is true.
Maybe.
I mean, very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
You name this other person who could have perpetrated this crime.
Sorry, Mrs.
It was
Garrett.
Joan Garrett.
Take that. The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again,
My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garrett. Me? Me? Oh, dearie me. Objection.
That request has already been denied.
Objection! But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garrett, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrett. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open top-hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garrett. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Oh! You gonna faint again, bitch? Do it. Do it.
Bitch. Bitch.
I don't recall it. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there and all that regalia said members of the jury testified, didn't he? Conveniently, yes. Well, then we call your husband.
No. I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh!
Let's go! Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You're not immune to the judicial process, is what I meant to say. I like how I could hear Boko yell yeah in the background of your mic.
When
It
I
really
also
added to the
yelled
scene
yeah.
for me. It was really good. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out.
But,
I like
but
it.
that's just
I
a
like.
common garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. What?
I like when they have a prosecutor who's like an asshole, but they're like they're actually at the end of the day like, nah, this is the right thing to do. They do that a lot. I know they use that trope a lot because that's like exactly Phoenix, fucking Edgeworth's character too.
Edgeworth's whole life changes around.
Yeah.
Von
But
Karma,
still,
Von
I like
Karma,
it.
Von Karma, both of them never really do, because that's sort of their.
Francisca, kind of. She's closer
or at
than
least-
her dad.
Yeah, but she's still at the end of the game is like, go fuck yourself, Phoenix, right? The truth doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
mean,
I
that's
still
true.
care about winning.
That's true, but she at least acknowledges it.
Yeah, the fucking Van Zieks doesn't even give a shit about his perfect record. He didn't have a perfect record.
Nope.
Just every time
No,
somebody
he
gets
lost
off,
instantly.
they die.
He dies.
And there's a long established history of that. Like, he's not a perfect prosecutor. People just die when they get out of court.
It's so inconvenient for them, isn't it?
Extremely. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know? What's that?
Are you joking?
what are you saying, please, Miss Garrett?
Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all of this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it.
Oh, the poor woman.
So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst. Well,
Mr. Naruto,
if
prove
I
the
had
bitch
evidence
threw
like
a
that-
knife, I guess.
if I have evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already.
Then take the stand, Jorah.
Oh!
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. I'm going to have to testify.
Juror number 4. I'm sure that you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes today. Witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witness themselves may not even been aware.
Oh, dearie me.
I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mr. Yaruto. And mark my words in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels?
Certainly, my lord.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here, in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer.
And sometimes I even know what I'm doing.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garridham. And I'm, well, I'm a juror and such like. Sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid, or what anymore.
What answers are your testimonies regarding all the claims and matters in the case?
This fucking music is fucking powerful, dude.
It's very good.
Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord. She looks so small.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Oh dearie me. Ah.
Get up, Mary. I didn't wait right now.
Oh, hey. Oh, I didn't know you were
Did you
here,
like how I
John.
figured it out?
Yeah. I was like, I knew who it was. Fuck yeah.
What's it in the room? What's it in
Fuck. Sorry. Really babbled through that one.
the room that day, pig, was it? Whether or not to be able to catch my mouth down here.
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Holy knows it. I'm not this sort of chap that would leave a comrade if it's disciplinary action alone.
Oh, look at his fucking stiff upper lip.
Alright.
Oh, John.
This is you, by the way.
Yeah.
I presume you are Mr. John Garridham? Yes, sir. Former Second Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland.
Northumberland?
Northumberland.
Fulicers?
Fusiliers.
What the?
Northumberland
Fusiliers?
Fusiliers?
Fusilier. Sir. Let's just move on.
A member of any of several British regiments formerly armed with fusils. The fuck is a fusil? That doesn't help me. A large flintlock musket. Okay, there we go.
Ah, get you a girl that looks at you the way Joan Garrett looks at John Garrett. Yeah, she kind of looked at him the way that Patricia looks at Broly.
Yeah.
He's my first live action and not living a quiet life, Isabel.
The quiet life. Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
A mostly quiet life.
Well, yes, quiet. I believe this may represent a verse in the route history of the British court. Calling us out to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events of your time question.
Yep.
I promise those are words.
Sir, at once.
I don't like it when he's looking straight at me. The Battle of
I don't like
Garrett.
it. I don't like it either. You notice how fucking pointy he is.
He's so thin, too. Alright, well, this seems like a good place to stop the Zenny, I think.
Yeah. And it's right on time.
And it's right on time. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow for Yakuza. And have a good night. Bye. Fucking bye.
See ya.